everybody. Welcome to Sessions Canceled Podcast. Josh and Isaiah got murdered by tokusatsu villains, so it's just me and Matt today. How you doing, Matt?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm excited.
Why are you excited, Matt?
Because we're going to talk about something that's very, very passionate, very deeply instilled in me over the last 4 years.
Only 4
when I started listening and watching.
Fair enough. Today because it's just me and Matt. We're going to talk about something a little not tabletop related, at all. I mean, you can make it tabletop related, but in reality, it's JoJo. We're going to talk about JoJo.
Fine, JoJo.
it's the JoJo episode. We've talked about JoJo a few times, and it's always been we usually go down that little rabbit hole, and maybe we'll talk about how you can implement things into a game. But this isn't that episode. We're just going to talk about JoJo. Matt, I know that you said 4 years, right?
Yeah, basically
JoJo. Yeah.
I think it was around 4 years ago, right? When I first started telling, not tweeting, but live messaging you guys my reaction of part 1.
Yep.
And then being like, what the fuck?
So it's about a decade for me.
Yeah. Did you start reading it before?
I started reading it, yeah.
Because I didn't even realize the anime came out in 2011.
So I
didn't realize it was that long ago.
Watched the original, kind of prototype. Yeah, the prototype of part 3. Because I don't even know what to call it. It's an OVA, but
I was about to say, yeah.
I don't know really what to call it because it was a lot different than the JoJo we have. It followed the same story beats and everything, but the animation and everything was just very different. I watched that years and years ago because it's funny because Josh actually showed me this video and he was like, watch this video where this guy talks about one of the weirdest animes he's ever seen. Josh will literally say he didn't do this. What? He's a liar. So I was introduced to it then, but I didn't really start reading. This was also, I think this was 2011, 2010 when this happened, because I think there was a resurgence because, yeah.
Yeah, understandably.
And then I me being an online butterfly, this is not true. I'm not a butterfly. I made some friends online through an MMO and they were like, hey, you should check this shit out. It's awesome. And I'm like, okay. And then I started reading JoJo and I went, wow, this is a lot. There's a lot here. I think at that point I read up to part 3 and said, I'm going to hold off because there's a lot of this and I will burn myself out. Eventually I read part 4, then read part 5 and then, I just recently finished part 7 because I take my time with reading it because honestly, it's
a lot.
It's one of those things where I'm like, damn, I really wish this part was finished. I'll just wait. Just wait. When
I found out that part 8 took 10 fucking years, I was like, no way.
Yeah, I'm reading through part 8 right now, and honestly, I like it. But I wish I was reading part 4 again. Because so this isn't I can't even say this is really spoilers, and I mean it is, but it's one of those things where it's brother, if you haven't watched part 6 yet and you haven't read it yet, it's just been out for so long.
Yeah, well, actually, I have a timeline right here. So part 6 ended in 2003.
Yeah,
literally 20 fucking years ago.
20 years ago.
20 years spoiler.
So if listen, if you've been living under a rock, that's fine. I know Iraqi. Anyway, if you've been living under a rock, you didn't. I mean, to be fair, I do not blame people who are anime only for not doing research into what happens in the next parts because then they ruin the anime. But if you're like me, who goes, oh, that was a cool anime, Now I have to read the manga because I don't know if the anime is ever going to get finished.
Right. Well, they this holiday just finished part 6.
I know.
So God knows.
I know that they're gonna they're gonna do JoJo. They can't not do.
Yeah, it's
part
too
7.
big.
It's way too big for them to just not do. But this is just kind of me in general, because like when I started reading it, JoJo was in that, like, it was still obscure in the West when I started reading it. It was one of those things where it's like, wow, this is wild. And anyway, like that's just how people treated JoJo at first here in the West, because like I literally had not had people talk about it. It's nowhere near as popular as it is now. Maybe I wasn't in the right places on the internet. Apparently that's a common thing, because I'll read a manga like God knows how many years in the past, and I'll be like, okay, that was pretty good. I can't imagine it getting an anime, but it was pretty good. And then like 4 years later, it'll be like, hey, we have an anime. I'm like, I've never seen anybody talk about this manga. Maybe I'm in the wrong places on the internet, but like, damn.
Actually, I guess just for those listening that have absolutely no fucking idea what we've been talking about for the last like 6 minutes, what exactly is a JoJo's?
Oh dear Lord. So JoJo's, so JoJo is the nickname of a family that is the titular family of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is a generational story about the Joestar family line, because you can't stay the Joestars because only 2 of them have the Joestar last name. Only 2 of them. So
that actually was the one thing throughout the show that did annoy the shit out of me. I'm just like, all these fucking, wow, it's like Jotaro, but he's not Jojo. His name is, there's no secondary Joe over there.
No, there is Kujo.
Kujo? Oh shit.
Joe,
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So,
I'll take that back then. Never mind.
Yeah. So every character can have the nickname of JoJo, though. It is a little weird for Jolene, considering. Well, I guess she also is a Kujo.
Oh, J-O.
Yeah, JoJo. Either way, I don't think anyone ever actually calls her.
I don't think anyone ever calls her JoJo.
Either way,
I don't think anybody calls Giovanni JoJo. Like, I don't think
Giovanni is just the weirdest one. Let's be real.
Well, I'm trying to think. Josuke was called JoJo, I think, in part 4. I'm trying to like work my way backwards, and I'm like,
yeah, no,
I think, but it was only God,
I forgot about George. He died early because his name was George.
Oh, yeah, the dad.
Yeah, he's just Joseph's dad, George.
Yeah, Joseph's dad, who had no powers. Yeah, Okuyasu. I think he was the only one that actually called Josuke JoJo.
Yeah,
but I think he did it like 3 times. And then most of the time it would always be like the, Oi, Josuke! And you're like, oh, God.
Yep. Yeah.
He's my favorite modern day Kuwabara.
What? Why is... I'm sorry. Why is Jolene's last name spelled differently on the wiki than Jotaro's? They spelled Cujoh instead of Kujo. Either way.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yes, the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the generational story to a certain point of the Joestar family line. They just kind of end up running into trouble. It's just kind of their thing, because like in part 1 you're like, oh, okay, this is about Jonathan and Dio duking it out, and then part 2 you're like, Pillarman? The fuck is a Pillarman? Why is that Nazi an android?
Yeah.
Sorry, cyborg. Sorry,
I
pulled the Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, JoJo like throws everything in the kitchen. Like anything can happen.
Literally, Araki is the name of the mangaka for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JoJo's Joestar. Araki literally lives by the rule of cool. Like literally,
100%.
he literally, like in interviews, he's like, yeah, that I just think that people who, you know, air out their laundry, like literally air out their laundry to dry it, that's really cool. That's a really cool way to live. That he just says things like that, like, Araki, what's going on, bud? What's going through the head of yours?
To be fair, like, how many mangaka like him like exist where like he had his art in the fucking what's the famous French art museum where the Mona Lisa, the Louvre. Yeah, how many fucking artists can say that? Let alone manga artists.
Not, I mean, I think he's
like a handful,
the only
maybe
mangaka.
Yeah, like he is a very like eccentric and amazing individual.
He like, really is. And his art style has literally transformed so much over the years. Yeah. So to put it lightly, he went from big bara men to baby twink boys.
Yeah, now it's all like supermodel drawings. And,
yeah, they're like every character is a supermodel, whereas he used to draw teenagers like they were bodybuilders, like world class
Schwarzenegger,
like world class bodybuilders. And when I say teenagers, I mean like literally like 17 years old.
Yeah, I mean Jotaro was 17 and he was like, he looked like fucking giant, like John Cena on steroids. Like, my God, fucking massive,
genuinely massive boy.
Although I'm kind of with Josh because I don't know if he's mentioned this with you, but I kind of want a little bit more like buff guys than like the skinny supermodels.
I would like the Part 4 art style, like the nice in between that they had. Like okay, look, I will say. Oh, by the way, again for our listeners who may not understand what the fuck we're talking about, when we say part. It's literally like there are specific arcs that follow specific members of like generations. So like part 1 starts with Jonathan Joestar and ends with Jonathan Joestar, and then part 2 is his grandson, and then so on and so forth.
Think of it like very much shorter versions of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. Oh, we don't talk about GT. I said much shorter.
Okay, no, I was like, where is he going
one
with
character,
this?
Like,
it's the generation. It's the one character story in the grand scheme of things. So part 4 is probably my favorite in art style and feeling because
same.
It's just like. It was the time period where Araki said, I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Whatever, yeah.
And it worked. It worked really well. Part 5 is really good. It's just that, listen, if you have a problem with Mary Sue's, part 5 may not be for you.
It's like Ray. Who here likes Ray? No? What? Where's that guy? One guy walking away. Come back.
I actually took a second to figure out who you were talking about.
Anytime someone mentions, Mary Sue, it's Ray's like the first one most people go to. But
I like how that's changed from Batman.
Yeah, right. Which is weird because I love Batman, but I never thought of him as a Mary Sue, and I get the like Isaiah's because Isaiah's mentioned where he's like, oh, Batman just his whole shtick is just like, oh, he has a plan for everything, and it's like. Well, yeah, dude, he's living in a world where
he's living in a world
Superman and Wonder Woman and the Flash exist. He kind of fucking has to.
Yeah, no, he really does have to just.
That's why Yeah, I forgot what the storyline's called, but it's the one where he invents a way to defeat every member of the Justice League, and then someone unfortunately downloads the files from his fucking computer.
See clips of it all the time, like the version.
Right, yeah, and it makes sense. Like. Batman would do that. It's like, of course. He's like, I even wrote a way to defeat myself. And you're like, of course you did.
You know what the way to defeat himself is?
A gun.
No, it's the Justice League.
Justice League, yeah, true.
He literally says that at some point because during the
Did you ever see the Robot Chicken skit of that? It's like him and Robin going through the computers, and it's like Martian Manhunter, his weakness fire, and Batman's like, yeah, no duh, everyone's weakness is fire. Fire fucking hurts.
Yes, I have seen that. Part 5 is definitely that one that's like, it has some of the best writing, but it also is like, Hey, Rocky, how are you going to get everybody out of this situation?
Jorno.
What does that mean, Jorno?
Jorno, he's just gonna do something.
Jorno. He can't save everybody, but he'll do his best.
Yep.
Part 5. And then part 6 is do you like Orange is the New Black? Because that's what you're getting. But
basically,
yeah. That's the best way to describe part 6.
Very much.
You just it's a prison drama with magic powers. By the way, so most characters, like most main characters, even some side characters in JoJo, after part 2 have what's called a stand. The stand was originally explained as a like a projection of their personalities, so their power, like their personality is literally their power. It can sometimes it's an orangutan that has a boat.
Yeah. Well, because strength. His name was Strength, so obviously boats are strong, right? Boats are very strong. Sometimes, it means that they have fire powers. Sometimes it means that they're just a really good duelist. I love you pulling the ref, but your abilities are kind of... Anyway. I liked when Silver Chariot got the hat in part 5. Spoilers. I liked his new look.
He got some drip.
And I like the idea because they again, this is all this whole fucking episode spoilers. I'm sorry, people, deal with it.
Hey, Brett, I know this is 17 minutes in, but just fucking put some sirens and say spoiler warning, spoiler warning. This whole episode is a damn spoiler, or I'll record it for you, or Matt will. It doesn't matter.
When we put the intro, the like YouTube thing, we're just gonna have the picture of a JoJo character and a massive just spoiler stamp over it.
Yes.
But I like the idea of stands being able to transform, and I kind of because I know in part 4 when Kira got the secondary power from the arrow, I kind of wish like Killer Queen like transformed a little bit. I actually kind of like how Killer Queen looks. It's like super weird and cat-like, but I wish it was like, not like, it doesn't have to go like Frieza Super Saiyan like, or transformation, but like something different.
Just slight alterations to the design.
Yeah. It's like, look what happened with Jorno. Like fucking his whole fucking character morphed. And Polnareff's did the same thing. Did anybody? Oh well, Poochie's. Well, that was.
That's part of his stand. That's not even transformation. That's just part of his stand.
Yeah.
Fucking Poochie. We're not going to talk about anything after part 6. Let's just say that, because that's like.
Okay.
That's when stuff gets real wild and it's newer.
I had to like rewatch it because I was like, well, what did
part 6 gets a little wild.
Plan. I'm like, what was his plan? Like
part 7 is entirely different. I mean, there's a whole game that kind of talks about his plan.
They actually added it in as an episode, or they added in part of the episode the whole meeting with Dio.
Yes, I remember that.
But which is cool. But I'm also like, again, it's been a couple months since I've watched it, so I might have to just go back. Well, off the top of my head, I get his reasoning and I know why he did it. But the plan of like from point A to B to C to D, I'm like, what the fuck are you? How do you get from here to there? What? And also, how'd you know about like fucking Plan W? Like what? You just happen to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of his whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
I like every time you think about anything that happens for the villains in a good way after the heroes are like, hello, we're here to rock your shit. It's usually by chance that they end up in the right place at the right time.
But I guess because like this is your episode. Where do you want to start? Do you want to go from beginning like part 1 to the end, or do you just want to jump around or whatever?
I mean, I feel like we're going to jump around regardless, but I guess we should talk about the show in order. Because, like, okay, so this may be a hot take. I don't think it is. I think it's a pretty lukewarm take, if not a cold take. A lot of people dislike part 1 because it's very slow. I disagree with them because part 1 is really just like, if you have any previous knowledge of JoJo, yeah, sure, it can be a little slow. It can be hard to watch because, you know, if you've read or watched anything previously, you're like, what is happening? Part 1 is the setup to the entirety of JoJo, because basically everything that happens is set in motion with part 1. Everything. Maybe it's not like immediately apparent, but because of how part 1 plays out, part 2 happens because, you know, George Joestar II has a bad time and leaves his son fatherless. And George only happens to do all of this stuff because, spoilers, best boy dies. Best boy is Jonathan Joestar. He's literally a puppy. Just like, if you look at him and he's just like, I mean, he's also a Kenshiro inspired character.
Super. Like, if you just look at side by side,
you look at that shoulder pad and you go, damn.
Yeah, dude.
Like, you cannot look at Jonathan Joestar and be like, I don't see the Fist of the North Star.
Like, original character here. Do not steal.
He's a good boy. He's a very good boy. He has a bad time. Most of the Joestars have a bad time. I think the only one that doesn't have a bad time is Joseph Joestar.
Joseph, yeah.
He has a bad time throughout during the parts, but like otherwise, pretty decent life. Doesn't
but
really,
you know, I mean, Josuke also, you know, well, we don't know what happens with him. We don't know what happens. Yeah, I get. Yeah, true. That's the annoying thing. There's a part of me, again, jumping around. There's a part of me that kind of wishes I know what happens, but I want to go back to that era because part 4 and 5 are so kind of close together.
Literally happening within like the same years. Because
I think part 6 is
because part 4 ends, and then people start working with Jotaro, who's the main character of part 3, and they end up going to Italy, which is where part 5 takes place, and we see them very briefly in the beginning of in the beginning of part 5. So we know that they're operating, and they're about the same age. I think it takes place like a year or 2 afterwards. I don't quote me on that.
Something like that, yeah.
And then part 6 happens sometime, like maybe a few years after part 5.
A few years after, yeah.
Part 5 is wild because it's so the only issue that I've ever had with JoJo is it ends up relying very much so on that monster of the week kind of feeling.
Yeah, well, that's the shonen formula.
It's the shonen formula, sure. But like part 1 and part 2 are very strong because like there's a clear goal.
Yeah, there's an overarching goal, even though it's still kind of monster of the week.
Yeah, like part 1 is kind of is the farthest from that because you know the first half of it is setting up you know why things are happening between these two characters, and then part 1 ends up going down the it's the gauntlet to get to big evil man, you know?
Yeah.
And then bad things happen to people, as they always do.
And then part 2 wasn't really monster of the week because they were dealing with the same villains throughout most of it. They were
pretty much dealing with the same villains. Maybe there was a villain here or there that they were like, wait, what? It was mostly just the Pillarmen.
The Pillarmen, yeah. And then
I'm sure
me and Josh agree with this.
Even if you don't know JoJo, you've heard the theme.
The meme. Yeah.
Yeah, just play the clip.
No, I do, because like me and Josh were talking about this the other day too, and it's like part 3 just takes too fucking long, and it is because of that Monster of the Week formula. You have to go through all the tarot cards, and then once they got to Egypt, they're like, oh, now we're gonna fight against the 9 Egyptian gods, and it's like, did we have to fucking do this?
Could we just have done the tarot cards?
Yeah, and then the only memorable like villains from that arc were like Whole Horse, because he was in more than one fucking episode,
and the orangutan. Because it's an orangutan.
Oh, yeah, the orangutan. Yeah.
Literally because it's an orangutan.
The orangutan.
What's your memorable villain? Orangutan. It's an orangutan. And why wouldn't it be memorable? It's a fucking orangutan.
But yeah,
and the old lady.
The old lady,
and pedophile.
Full Horse, Vanilla Ice because reasons. And then Pet Shop because it's a fucking bird. Why wouldn't you remember that?
Yeah,
and then
again, the meme because the animals are the most memorable characters half the time.
Yeah, and then Darby because memes, and then Dio. It's like, what the fuck?
No. Yes.
Well, you didn't need to go through so many goddamn
it's you could have cut it in half and it would have been perfectly
and I get
fine. And then part 4 kind of takes a step away from it because it's not Monster of the Week so much as it is Goofy Day on the Streets.
It's so, because I agree, like part 4 is also my favorite part. Because I'm not a huge fan of slice of life shows, but JoJo was like, part 4 was like the enough of the like the shonen slice of life that I was like looking for. I'm like, oh, this is great, and then it turns into a murder mystery, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, that's where it was going. So a lot of it ends up being the way it is because the slice of life is kind of hey, there's just weird shit going on in this town all of the time.
Yep.
Like, why is it so weird here? And then like the murder happens and people are like, eh. Yeah. And you're just like, wait, no, what? Why?
Yeah, because
why
they
is
do
everybody
mention,
just okay with this?
Because the whole reason, like for part 4, was because of the murders, because there was a bunch of murders going on, and Jotaro showed up, was like, yeah, I need to figure this out. And then instead we got, oh yeah, me, my boys hanging out, fucking fighting some weirdos.
Hey, yo, we found this weird alien guy in the street. We're adopting him. Fucking Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's just so funny that it's just like, hey, yo, why are we friends? I don't know. You just kind of chill.
Oh, yeah.
Well, why do you have a stand? I don't know. I'm an alien.
I'm an alien, yeah. It's like, are you an alien or do you have a stand? Yes. Oh, no.
Yes. What's your stand? It's a guy. Okay.
Retchy powers, yeah.
and he calls people bitch a lot. It's just like, what? How is that a power? Don't worry about it. It's not. You're just. It'll be a bad time if you try to think about it too much.
Also, like one of the many reasons of why JoJo is so good is like all the color palettes, and I think part 4 is the most colorful, and the sky is yellow, like the fucking
best colors.
Yeah. So many colors, the best colors.
I think it was the time period that it was written in and the time period it was written for, because I think that takes place in like 98.
Something like that. Yeah, 95 to 99. Wait, no, that's not right.
It was 99. Yeah, because the 99. Opening is 1999.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I remember hearing the opening for the first time and went, you know what? I'm surprised. But here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I part 5 is 3 years after part 4.
Okay.
Wait,
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years, because Koichi is 15 in part 4 and 18 in part 5.
That's so weird because it seems like from the anime, because Koichi's the same, like he's wearing the same clothes, he's the same height, like
he's in high school still.
Yeah, but like it doesn't look like anything changed at all.
Yeah,
like,
but also, have you seen Koichi? He's 5'2".
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know. He's like he's modern Krillin, like
like next to literal giants.
True, yeah. Jeez.
Like how? Let's see. How tall is Josuke? I like how.
I don't think they made Josuke like super tall. Like he's not Jotaro, is he?
No, not Jotaro. Josuke's 5'11".
Okay, yeah, that's normal.
That's still above average.
Is that above average? I thought above average was or
No,
average men is like 5'7" to.
But you also have to think about where they are.
Oh, in Japan. Oh, yeah, true. Japan. Yeah, I was thinking just average in general, but yeah,
they are.
Yeah, Japan, that's pretty big. Yeah, but Jotaro's then the fucking Goliath over there. Actually, all the characters are fucking Goliaths.
All the Joestars are Goliaths.
Yeah.
Hold on, Jotaro.
Fucking Abdul was a fucking Goliath over there, and he's from Egypt. Like
Jotaro is 6'5". Like this man, literally, he's Japanese American, so like he again lives in I believe he lives in Japan, right? I'm not crazy.
Jotaro?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Why would I even question that? Look at his uniform.
I was about to say.
He lives in Japan. He is literally a behemoth next to everybody.
Jonathan is 6'5" as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see like who's the biggest JoJo, and it's like, okay, so Jotaro and Jonathan are
I think
pretty fucking similar.
I think it's Jonathan and Jotaro. Giorno is 5 foot something. Joseph? I think Joseph's around the
Joseph's
same height.
6'5". Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Giorno is 5'8".
Giorno's 5'8".
5'9" in the anime.
Yeah, well, Giorno. Yeah, that makes sense because.
I think Jolene is. God, Giorno's fucking. Jolene's the same height as Giorno.
Really?
She's actually. 8, It depends on. So Giorno, if you go by the manga, Jolene is taller by 0.7 inches.
Nice. Take that, Dio Spawn.
But it's not Dio Spawn.
Yeah, that's the other.
Okay, listen. All right, this is the big spoiler. Okay,
yeah.
So Dio, all right, at the end of part 1 is literally just a head.
Yeah,
he's just a head. He has been sealed away in like a case or whatever because he's too powerful to be melted by the sun. He's not. He could have been melted by the sun. Yeah. He's a vampire. By the way,
he also had ice powers in part 1 that saved him somehow. Question mark.
Yes.
And then he forgets about him.
So Dio, as smart as he is also not that
the biggest dumb. It's when he gets in the fights, like he's good at manipulating and plotting and planning, but then when he gets to that 1v1 confrontation, just Vegeta's dumbass all the way. Like, what if I just hit him real fucking hard instead with my fist?
Yep, exactly. So Dio, in a wonderful cruise accident, much akin to famous Titanic. Dio is like, hey, I'm gonna kill all these people, and Jonathan's just like, LOL, no, I'm gonna hold your head and we're gonna sit in this room. And then he's like, bro, what are you on about? And then removes Jonathan's head as a head and puts his head on the body and takes the body as his.
Yeah.
And then births several children.
Yeah. That don't show up till part 6, question mark.
Yeah. And then
Giorno, part 5. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Giorno is the first one we see of 4.
Yeah.
And we don't know about the other, like, there anymore or less. And it's weird because you're like, oh, so like they have Jonathan's genetics. Okay, so they're gonna be, brown hair, brown eyes, right?
Yeah, Joestars, yeah. And then
no, they're actually blonde hair, blue eyes, and then the others are yes. Like,
yeah.
It's just like how the genetics don't make sense here.
Well, remember Giorno, he had brown hair, brown eyes, and then it changed as he got older.
That's what I mean. Fuck. It's like, how does the tour
DNA fucking superpowers?
Yeah. Also, it's really funny because like, if you read the manga and not watch the anime, a lot of the time the coloration that Araki, like the colors that Araki used, color palettes for characters, are completely different, just absolutely different. than what ends up actually being in the anime. And like there will be alternate colors and random panels because Araki just likes doing that. So like Giorno has a blue suit in the manga and a very pink suit in the anime. And it's just like, how did this color palette change?
I mean, I'm kind of glad, to be honest, because the blue suit looks a little weird.
I mean, his entire suit looks weird, but in the manga, we also have the pink suit, but instead of the blue ladybugs, he has green ladybugs, and instead of the gold lining, he has green lining.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Araki makes some interesting decisions with colors. Ooh, I can speak.
I didn't even realize too at the end. I completely forgot about the end when he actually gets the mob boss like suit, air quotes suit, which is basically just him wearing black and green.
He literally just changed the black and green into brass.
Yeah, I am now a mafioso.
I am now a mafioso.
Look, I am a gangstar.
Yeah. Giorno becomes a mafioso at the end. His entire thing is he wants to use crime to help people.
Yep. As you
do. Sometimes you just have to commit crime, I guess.
Yes, yeah. Just
I don't know. Giorno's entire reasoning is so weird because okay, so you go to part 4 and you're this isn't really a spoiler because it's literally like the first bit that we see really of Josuke's backstory. He gets saved by a punk, a hooligan,
the Japanese pompadour and everything.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, that's amazing. I'm gonna be that when I grow up. And you're like, okay. Giorno kind of goes through the same thing, but with the mob.
Yeah.
You're just like, wait, what?
So this is the other fucking annoying thing that pissed me, because like I hate the bad guy's design in part 5 with passion. I just hate how he's
you hate
how
his
he looks.
fishnets.
I hate his fishnets. I hate his watermelon colored hair, and I wish that like there were 2 things.
Yeah.
Giorno's backstory where he saved the one mob goon. I thought it was good. I thought that was going to be Diavolo in the past. And it would have been this really cool confrontation of the past where Giorno would remember him, and Diavolo might remember him. No, it didn't happen. Now it's my own cool headcanon that doesn't fucking matter in the long run. But yeah, and then also Diavolo, when he was in the suit, he looked fucking cool. Why couldn't you just keep him in the mob suit?
No.
Fuck, man. Like, God, I hate him so much. Fucking.
It's really funny because we really, at the time, it was me and Isaiah going through you live tweeting your experience with JoJo.
Oh my God,
and now we're all
so
doing it again with Josh. And it's very funny when he's just like time powers again. And it's like, well, technically,
yeah. That's why I was like, well, technically. And then he's like, no, wait, you're just 4. And I'm like, oh, fuck, there are 4. Oh, no.
Oh god, when he gets to part 6 he's gonna have a bad time, and when he gets to part 7 he's gonna have an even worse time. Dude, Josh hates time travel, like just absolute fucking hates time travel. So whenever the time powers are involved, he just gets mad. I don't hate time travel because I don't have difficulty understanding that there are different rules.
So Dio's was just pausing time. That I don't think that's as bad.
Yes.
But then Diavolo's is like, I can erase a chunk of time.
I know.
So the shit never happened. You're like, what? Hold up. What? Excuse me?
Yeah, no, his powers are a little dumb.
Fucking bullshit. He's fucking hacking.
No, that's the whole point though, is that he's literally hacking. I mean, at least it's not fucking part 7's villain.
Yeah. Like,
does his count as time? No, it's
dimensions.
Short. Yeah, I would say yes because it's hopping timelines essentially.
Yeah, true. Multiverse. God, I'm so tired of multiverse shit. I know Steel Ball Run was written back in 10 years ago, over 20 years ago, but still.
Fucking ages ago. Listen, the problem comes from the oversaturation of the market for things. Marvel's definitely not helping because they're going full force into the multiverse shit. And what do I have to do to, understand everything that's happening? And then they tell you to watch 20 movies and you're like, but I don't want to. Well, then you don't understand a thing unless you read the wikis.
Right. I will say though, just for when Josh gets to part 6, Hermes is like my favorite fucking character. I love her so much. She's so fucking cool. And I love her stand. It's just like the opening scene when she uses it on the mop stick and crushes that dude's skull. I was like, oh, there's so many possibilities.
Part 6 also has a lot of a lot of really creative. So okay, all right. Yeah. So one of the things, this is where I'm gonna get a little tangent-y from everything. I know part 1. We started part 1. We've skipped part 2 and part 3, and we talked about part 4, part 5. Araki is very creative.
Yeah.
Like this man has.
He is a natural artiste.
He is phenomenal at coming up with the weirdest fucking powers imaginable.
Yeah. Like. It's like you think back in the day when like X-Men and all that shit, and they're like, oh, I have this whole group of like superheroes and all these different powers and stuff. Sometimes they were used them creatively, but most of the time back, because back in the 60s and 70s, Cyclops. It was like,
what do? I shoot laser beam.
Yeah, and they would be team tactics, but it's team tactics, not like the meme of like the guy with the bubblegum powers, and he's like, and now I fill your air with your lungs with bubblegum, and you're like, oh shit. Like that's what JoJo's does. It takes a superpower that you might even think that it's like really dumb, and he flips it on his head and makes it so creative and useful that you're like, fuck, I want bubblegum powers. God damn it.
Yeah. So like, another thing, Araki really likes naming things after bands. It's just like it's literally named after Kiss.
All over the fucking show.
The stand is named after Kiss. Its power is to place a sticker with a lipstick mark on it onto something, and it just duplicates it. That's it. That's the whole power. You will, if you watch part 6, you will go, what the actual fuck is happening? Yeah.
But she can only have one sticker on like one object at a time. She can't have like multiple. Or did she? I don't remember. I don't think she made multiple objects. I think it was always one. But because like when you peel the sticker off the object after you duplicate it, the two objects fuse back together.
Yep.
And when they fuse, they take damage.
Yes.
Like there was one fight. I'm not gonna say spoilers anymore. We're spoiling this whole shit. Where she's fighting someone and they're drowning her, and she puts a sticker on her nose, puts an extra nose on the back of her head so she can breathe, and then when she breaks free and peels the stickers off, her two noses collide and basically break her nose, the original nose. It's like fuck.
The solution there, I don't think most people would think of. Yes, let me just take my nose and put a second one on the back of my head.
Right?
Like. Yes, obviously there's some, logic there that doesn't fully work because
I mean, you can't just breathe on the back of your head.
No, I can't. I'm not like a turtle that can just breathe through things. Turtles breathe through their butt. Anyway.
Oh, they get so much.
Yeah. But again, Araki is very creative, so he's just like, yes. So how I would put it is like, you know how when you're kids, you play the game where you're just like, I shoot a laser beam at you. Well, I have a anti-laser beam force field. Yeah. Well, I have an anti-laser beam force field, a disabler. Yeah. Well, I have an anti-laser beam disabler, force field disabler. And then you just go back and forth. Yeah. Rocky does that, but like with actual different abilities rather than just labeling everything as a way to counteract something. He's just very good at coming up with random shit that just kind of works, and you just go, I don't think anyone would ever think of that, but okay.
Have you seen anything on the newest, like part 9 JoJo World?
I know his name.
Yeah. Like I saw his, like I
know
read the
that
first.
he loves crime.
Yeah, they both like crime.
And that he lives in Hawaii.
Yep. I saw
That's
his power, and it's like I'm so fucking confused, but also like it's not like cheating, but it's also like super situational, and I'm like I don't want, again, that one I won't spoil for you because you're still, or you said you're starting JoJolian now?
I'm halfway through part 7.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I won't say. Yeah, it is fucking weird, and I'm like, but why?
I listen. They
it'll
will
come up. It'll sort itself out.
Yeah.
I'm just
it'll be one of those things where you're like, Rocky, what the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, like Jordo's is the weirdest because it's like, what does his stand do? He can just make anything come to life.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. Those ladybug nipple piercings. They're not actually nipple piercings. They're like, I don't know what they are. They're like buttons.
Yeah.
He's got ladybug buttons. He could just make them come to life as ladybugs, like actual ladybugs, just real ladybugs. That's his power. And then things happen, and he becomes even more broken. And you're just like, well, what is Jordo gonna do with the life powers? And you go, I don't fucking know, but he's gonna do something. Mm-mm. And then he does, and you went, damn, he did something, all right. I still don't understand how he got there, but sure. I just,
there's so much.
There's so much. Like, if you haven't watched or read JoJo and you like weird powers and weird solutions to problems or fights,
very creative fights,
JoJo is for you.
Yep.
I never thought that the American flag would be used as a weapon.
Bro, it is crazy. He's like,
you're just
so
like,
all right,
what is happening here?
All right,
like,
so who's a bigger cheater? Is it Funny Valentine? Is it Diavolo? Is it like, out of all the bad guys, like, which one is more bullshit?
Okay, so Valentine is. It's hard. It's hard. I think Diavolo is like a massive cheater, but like he can sort of be defeated through normal means.
Right. Well, that's why they got rid of
Valentine is defeated through the most bullshit
whole shit way. Yeah. Like, it's like you had to out horse shit him to fucking overcome his bullshit.
Like Araki literally was like, okay, Johnny needs to fucking die because
Johnny needs to fucking win. He needs to beat this guy already. Fuck.
Johnny, okay, all right. I've made an interesting ability. Johnny, the culmination of everything in this entire part. Good for him. Johnny's the main character of part 7. Johnny wins through magic bullshit. Wait, no, Johnny is actually way too fucking strong. How do we deal with this? Kill him with rock.
Yeah.
Rock and he's just like, what?
Fuck, he's so
it's so funny. It's just like,
like I don't remember if it was Isaiah, but like I remember someone in our group being like, yeah, it is Isaiah. He's like, I fucking hate Johnny. Good, he got fucking crushed. I'm like, yeah, sure, but like, did he have to go out like that? Like, come on, man.
Okay, so the problem with Johnny is that Johnny is not as interesting as some of the other characters in part 7.
No. Well, that's a big thing in like shonen too, where like they introduce the main character and the main character is actually not as interesting as all the other side characters.
So that's one of the things that really I like about JoJo is that most of the time the main
character's actually interesting.
is really interesting, or he's funny, or he's endearing in some way. Johnny doesn't exist by himself for the entirety of part 7, so
He almost feels like a side character.
Yeah, because the person who gets more backstory is Gyro.
Yeah. Should have been the main. Well, I mean, basically, Gyro is the main.
Gyro is the main character because it's basically like, so it is Johnny's journey, but like it's also Gyro's journey, and they coincide in such a way that you're like, it's their journey, but for different goals. And Gyro is just a very good character. And it's crazy too because he doesn't have a stand technically. He had a stand for
he
had a stand for approximately 30 seconds.
30 seconds at the end.
No, not even at the end.
Wasn't it at the end?
No, because he his eyeball because remember he got the eyeball of the corpse. And then he had eyeballs in his balls. That sounds real fucking weird.
I don't remember that.
That was when Dio first got his.
When Dio got his first. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's when he got inherited scary monsters.
Yeah, when he got. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
God, I don't remember Gyro getting the pound. Yeah, it's weird.
That's when I went. Yeah, man. Dio's acting real fucking weird. Gyro, do you think we should do something about this?
Not our problem.
Not our problem. Walks outside, fucking dead bear. It's our problem now.
It's our problem now.
it's that entire scene is just very funny.
It's so good.
Genuinely, like, it. Again, Araki's just like, wouldn't it be really funny if people turned into dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gyro had a stand for approximately 20 seconds. I believe it's unnamed.
Yeah. I don't see that. Yeah, I didn't even remember because I just assumed his power was just the spin. Oh, Ball Breaker.
Yes, Ball Breaker is its name. It did get a name. It probably was.
Oh my god, yeah. I remember it. Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at a picture of it now.
Yep.
The visual spin energy. Oh, wait, his stand uses spin as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, yeah, shit.
Yeah,
I gotta go back.
Littlest known about Ball Breaker's Ball Breaker. AC/DC song. There's a lot of AC/DC references in part 7. Full capabilities is it only appeared once and the technique was flawed due to an imperfect steel ball. Literally. Oh, no, okay.
Yeah, because this was at the end when he was fighting Funny Val. Yeah, this is, But this is literally right before he died.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I'm like, I could have sworn.
We can't let Josh listen to this episode for
the
short.
Fuck shit. I just fucked it. All right. I forgot we're not supposed to spoil part past 6. Or fuck. Oops. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no more part 7 because I might go off again.
But like I do love D4C's name. Like,
oh, it's so funny. Yeah.
I just because for a while I was like, yeah, dirty deeds done dirt cheap, and then they started abbreviating it, and my brain just broke in half.
I was like, oh, that's so dumb and so clever at the same time. How'd you do that?
It's just like Vegeta in the Broly Abridged movie. It's so cool, but he's so dumb.
Yeah.
Literally just like one of the weirdest things that you could come up with, and yet it works so well and is so dumb.
What did Josh mention? Because he knows a little bit about part 7 because we've all talked about it. I mean, and he's like, it'll probably get changed to some, dirty, I don't know, like dirty. Fuck, what did he say? Because dirty deeds done dirt cheap, so it's like dirty deeds done on the slide or done for free. Yeah, something like that.
No. Like it's the
like fuck it up
joke.
Oh,
kindly deeds done for free.
Yeah.
Man,
or I wonder if they'll just say D4C and just leave it at that.
They'll probably say D4C, and then they'll translate it to something else, but they'll probably just say D4C a lot.
Yeah.
Part 7 is fucking wild though.
It's crazy. Yeah, I cannot wait to get
there were
animated.
times where I was like, man, I really don't want to. I like the first. Okay, so I will say this. Part 7 is like one of the weirdest to get into because the beginning is slow.
It's super slow. Yeah.
And like part 1 is slow, and that's okay because it's part 1. You're not used to anything yet. It's establishing the pace. It's doing all the stuff. Then part 7 happens, and it's just like, why did we go back to slow?
7 parts in, you're like, why are we? Yeah, why is it so slow?
Why did we fucking go to a halt? And then
like, just get to the fucking race.
And then it just gets fucking wild, and you're like, okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
Even the beginning part of the race, I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
There are characters in part 7 where it was like, I thought you would have literally anything to do with the story.
Yep.
And then it's just like, no, he just kind of existed. He had a stand, but like,
yeah. Oh, the
lucky guy.
Lucky guy. Yeah.
You're just like, yeah. He'll have something to do with the story, right?
Guy, yeah. No. Oh wait, he had a. I don't remember him having.
Yeah, he had a stand because it was like the visualization of his luck.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Fuck. Yeah, it was really. Let me go pull up his name. I know. I said no part 6. Or after part 6, but like, yeah. I just. Oh yeah, because it's just saying names is spoilers.
Yeah, true. All right. Here's a non. Just I guess jump off this. Out of all the characters, like, you know, within the part 1, we'll leave it at part 1 through 5 because part 6 is too. I guess because Josh is still watching it, or he's going to watch it. Who has been your favorite like stand like power? Like, what has been your favorite
stand power?
Yeah, or I guess technically between part 3 and it's just there's a lot I know, but like
part 3 to part 6.
Part 3 to 6.
That's
like
really fucking hard,
right? And there's so many cool powers. Like obviously, like I have a soft spot for Dio's pause time because it's funny. Fucking Buchirachi though, like that is Zipperman, Sticky Fingers. Like that's hacks, and I love it.
I love the name Sticky Fingers.
It's so fucking funny.
I know Josh fucking hates it because
it's good. It's a better name.
No, it's a really good name though. Like it's
I don't accept Zipperman. I don't accept this.
Yeah, like
Zipperman. It's such a creative, like, again, a dumb idea. It's like, oh, this guy could just put zippers on things. You're like, the fuck? How is that useful? And then it's like, yeah, he could put zippers and transport in between them. He can hide in the zipper world. It's basically like a bag of holding thing. It's like he could like break things in half by putting a zipper on it, and it's like crazy shit. Like so creative.
Yeah.
Rohan,
okay. All right. So this is maybe a controversial pick. Okuyasu's stand. I'm forgetting the name right now.
Oh, the hand. Yeah,
the hand. Thank you.
I love, dude.
Mostly because the reason why it's not overpowered is because Okuyasu is just so fucking stupid. He's such an idiot that he can't use it. Like literally, I think that's another reason why I like part 4 so much is because every character and listen, look, this is why when you read these, what I said earlier about how you go, what the fuck do you mean they thought to do that? Bro, they really go off and like do some wild shit. And you're like, what is the IQ of this person? What is their intelligence? Because every single character that does anything in these shows is usually like really smart in some way or shape or form. Like sometimes it may just be that they know a very specific thing, but like part 4, it's like, hey, there are some dumbasses in this group. This is a group of absolute goobers.
It's weird because Josuke flips.
Josuke is pretty smart. He's
pretty
the thing,
smart. Because like there's the first, is it the first or second episode where he punches the hole in his mom to get the liquid stand out of her, and then because his stand is about healing and repairing shit, it's like nothing even happened. She just fixes herself, no hole in her chest or anything. It's like, okay, we're all good.
So it's funny because his stand is kind of about healing, but more about time reversal.
Repairing,
like it reverts an object to how it was beforehand. Not necessarily. Also the stand's name for Loco, I believe is his name. Heya. That's it. That's the stand's name. Heya. But yeah, like I think that's what I was doing. I was looking at the hand.
Oh, restoration. That's the healing power. Unique ability restores objects or organisms through touch, to repair damage, heal injuries, revert chemical changes and complex structures into their raw material. Oh yeah, like a plate of spaghetti back into its ingredients. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
it's kind of like it's because like restoration is kind of like it's being reverted. Yeah, like also part 4 introduces fucking Rohan, which is Araki's favorite character.
Is his self-insert fucking hack cheated the game? Like
literally wrote. Okay, so Rohan's ability is that he can basically open a person's book, quote unquote, which allows him to see a bunch of information and then write things into that book to cause things to happen.
Yeah, like he can rewrite people's memories or like command them to do certain things and
make them feel like they should do things. Yeah. He literally went up to a piece of chicken, opened its book to see how long it would take for it to expire, and said, "It's still good," and then ate it. Like, Ron, are you okay? Yeah, it's such a.
Did you ever watch the OVA or the Netflix special?
No, I did not.
It is wild. It has like, there's no stand fights in it. It's just Rohan has a very bad day.
Yeah.
All 5 episodes. And it's all different. It's all weird. No stand powers, like besides his.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, crazy shit.
There's a stand named Rat in
Rat. Oh,
in part 4, Rat with 2 T's.
Which like the band. Nice. What's what powers did they have? I don't remember.
I'm
Rat.
Looking at it now. I don't know. This may be my new favorite stand. Just because it's named Rat. I don't even remember the abilities. Each rat possesses its own stand, which takes the appearance of a small gun turret that can shoot. It's flesh melting dart.
Oh my god, the weird rat. It shot the bullets that mutated you and turned you into jelly, basically. Like
flesh melting.
Flesh melting. Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that horror show.
Yeah, that listen, if Josuke wasn't part of part 4, many people would have had a bad
Very bad fucking day. Oh my god, yeah. Also, all that shit, like with part 4, most of the people got stands, including that fucking rat, because the whole stand arrow thing, which we still don't understand what the fuck stand arrow is fully. Nope. All we know is it came from space? Question mark.
Right?
Okay.
All right, Matt. I have a question for you. Do you prefer the arrow or how they get stands in part 7?
Fuck, I don't know.
Because part 7 is hilarious.
It's hilariously weird.
Because you're like, oh, what's the mystery? And you're just like, I mean, there is kind of no mystery because I figured it out immediately what was going on, but at the same time, like, boy.
I guess the arrow technically. I
like the arrow way better because the inclusion of what starts that stand shit in part 7. You're just like, I'm sorry, what? And then part 8 just is like, we're gonna take this but to a whole new fucking level. Yeah.
Like I don't remember if the stand arrow ever shows back up, like in part 7 or the further parts. I don't even remember because I'm not gonna spoil part 8. I didn't like it, to be honest. It took way too fucking long. And I don't remember if the stand arrow was in part 8 at all.
No, because the talk about it would be spoilers for part 7 because there's something special about the town.
Yeah. I'm not saying, but the town gives people the stands. It's not, it's not the magic arrow from space ? Or arrows, whatever happens in part 7. ? Yeah.
Well, no, it's related to.
It's related. Yeah. it's related to what part 7 is, but also it's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then originally in part 3 it was just because Dio like woke up. Like
Yep. And then things just happened because Dio.
yeah.
Well, because so some of it is because it's the evolution of Hamon, but not really.
Not really, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but no.
That's the other cool thing with like JoJo's. It switches its power system. Like
I mean, Hamon
midway
was so
through the show.
overpowered.
Yeah.
And then the spin is basic. The spin is Hamon in part 7.
Yeah.
And then Rocky went, wait, this is also overpowered.
Yeah.
I just went back to stance.
Well,
It's so funny because it's like, well, how do I fix this? This.
I'll
Okay,
just get rid
cool.
of it.
It's fixed. But what about this? Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Sorry, I just keep thinking about how Josuke is Jotaro's uncle.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
Yeah, that was weird. It's not
blame
like
Joseph.
I'm so used to like Game of Thrones nonsense, so I'm just kind of like, yeah, it makes sense. As weird as that is, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. That's normal.
It's fine.
Also, I don't remember if it was Josh or Isaiah, but they're like, yeah, Josuke's mom's like 50 something, and then Joseph was like 70 when they smashed. I'm like looking at their fucking age. She's 37. I'm like, where the fuck? I'm like, where are you guys getting 50?
Hold on.
Also, that means Joseph smashed her when she. Oh, comfortable thinking about that.
Yes, you should.
Way too
uncomfortable. Yeah, I agree. I don't think you should think about that too much. I think that's not something that needs to be thought about.
Yep.
Let's see. Josuke is 16 in part 4.
Oh, he's 16? Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was 16, which means that his mom was 21 when she had him.
Oh.
And Joseph is 78 in part 4. So that's 16, 17 years ago. So he was 51 when she was 21.
Yeah, which also means because part 3 takes place a couple years. Because I was trying to me and Josh and Isaiah again. We were talking about JoJo's way too much last week. Mm-hmm. Funny enough,
it's just what happens when you talk about JoJo.
Yeah, and we were trying to figure out the timeline of like, okay, when did Joseph cheat on Suzy Q? Because it had to have happened after part 3. But like, was it immediately before he left, or was it in between or before part 3? Because there was the whole thing of like, oh, I've never been to Japan before.
He was 62. He was 68 in part 3.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely went before part 3.
Nope.
That's fucking weird. Yeah, that's weird. Because in the I don't remember. This might have been an anime like fuck up. But like in the anime, probably. Both in the ending of part 2 and in the beginning of part 3, he's like, "Oh, I've never been to Japan before," which could have been like his cover story, or just saying it out loud to Suzy Q. But then it's like, wait a minute, it's like you let your daughter marry a guy and travel across the world.
God, I'm just thinking about how fucking buff Joseph is at fucking 68. Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, then Jonathan Jeans kicking in. Everybody's 6'5" here.
Oh, dear Lord.
Even Paul North was there.
Yo, Joseph really is my favorite character. If Joseph isn't your favorite character, you probably haven't watched JoJo.
Bro, yeah, he's like the perfect like culmination of like most people when you think of the stereotypical like anime protagonist guy. But he's so charming. Yeah, he's so charming and a clown. It's like the
charming clown. He's like
like the fucking clackers that he just pulls out for one episode and then just never uses them again.
No, his best thing is like, I have a solution for this. What is it? Runs. Just runs away.
I love how it comes. It's in the beginning and the end. It's like a perfect circle with Joseph. It's like, all right, in the beginning, fighting a vampire. What do? Run the fuck away. At the end of the series, I'm finally like at my peak. I'm fucking saving the day. Oh no, the bad guy vampire is like super ultimate now. Run the fuck away.
Just run away. I can't win. Run.
Run. Yeah. Oh, we were also fucking because again, we were talking about like what if cars came back, but like he comes back to like this Earth. And how fucked it would be and how funny. I just want to see him deal with shit. I don't even know if I want him to get a stand power. I just want him to react to everything and be like, I'm looking for Joseph's Joestar. Just like, which one? You're like, what do you mean which one?
What do you mean which one? Yeah, which JoJo
like,
are you looking for?
It's like, my name is Joey Joestar. It's just like, you fucking what?
You fucking what? Yo, can we get a Joey Joestar?
Joey.
Yeah, he's got to talk like Joey Wheeler though. Like that's important.
Yeah, in Hawaii. Oh God, living in Hawaii with a Brooklyn accent. Selling drugs over here, Yugs.
Oh dear Lord. I could see it. I could genuinely see it. We already got some weird.
I want it now so bad. I just want that. Heavy New Yorker guy living in Hawaii, selling drugs with his brother. Also a stand use. Fuck. Oh, so good. Oh, where do we even go from here? There's like so much. Like we talked about so much, and also we fucking barely scratched the YouTube iceberg nonsense.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. We haven't even gotten to the weird shit. Joseph goes nice, and then realizes it's his mom.
His mom, yeah.
Just nice. awful experience that he goes through there. I just. Okay, time to hit the random article button.
Yeah.
Random page it is.
Random page, yeah.
Who?
I don't even know. I'm trying to look at.
This is a spinoff.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't read. There's a one-off series that happens too.
Mm-hmm.
With like part 3 or part 4 that I haven't seen or read. There's a lot of those. Yeah. A lot
of random. Okay, Steel Ball Run chapter 24. That's part 7. That's probably part 6. Oh, It just brought me to Josuke. All right, so we're gonna talk about part 4.
Hell yeah! This is part 4 episode.
Yeah. What did you all go talk about? Part 4.
Part 4. Just part 4. Yeah.
Because it's part 4.
Yeah.
And like it's part 4.
Yeah, because it's like, what was it? Because like I remember
Spanish, I got the Spanish version of his character.
The Spanish.
Oh, that's really funny. Yeah, so part 4, Josuke, like he is going back to the whole like clown thing of Joseph. He's
also a clown.
He is also a clown, and it's kind of disarming for like the reader and the villains, because you're like, oh, he's a fucking moron. He's never gonna do anything. And then Joseph just pulls out a Thompson, and you're just like, where did you get that?
Yeah.
Where'd you pull that out of? He just goes, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I like Josuke, too that Josuke like where they give him like, because he can be smart, but he's a clown, and then just the one thing of he's got the Hulk anger of like someone fucks with his hair or talks bad about his pompadour.
Hey, yo, you talk shit about my hair, I'm about to murder your ass.
I'm trying to remember, that only really happens a handful of times.
It happens at the very beginning, and then a few times afterwards. And
I remember one time with Rohan. The only way to beat Rohan, because he was too overpowered, was just to piss off Josuke and make fun of his hair. He's like, I'm gonna draw your hair badly. Fucking clap.
Oh God, what was the stand where it was? Oh, it's the fucking the ghost dad was so funny.
The ghost dad, yeah.
He just looks at the other side of the piece of paper, gun. It's like, what?
Shot. I didn't even realize it until like much later because JoJo is just weird. So I was like,
Yes.
yeah, the ghost dad. Yeah, no,
Bizarre
he's
Adventure.
just a ghost living in a picture.
In a photo.
Yeah, in a photo. That's fine.
That makes total sense.
But then it's like you find out that apparently that's actually his stand power. And I'm like, oh. Well, somehow that makes even less sense and more sense.
JoJo literally is so strange that you just end up accepting the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay.
Yeah, don't think about it. Don't question it.
All right. You know,
Accept. Yeah. That's why it's like, I want the, like, I know it's probably never going to happen. But that's why I kind of want the Pillar Men to come back, or like Cars, or like something involving the vampire shit. But like, I want it to interact with all the new power stuff. Because like, again, I rewatched the I mentioned this before we started recording. I rewatched the whole Dio fight. I'm like studying fight scenes and shit, and I was like, oh, why does this work so well? It's such a cool fight. I love this fight. And like, imagine something like that with like now with like with Cars coming back, and then him getting a stand, or AC/DC, like all three of those guys. And oh, what was the fourth one? The first one that like got fucking
that was
in the well.
He wasn't
technically a Pillar Man, but he was Santana.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't even care if Santana comes back, honestly, because he was only there for like an episode or two. But like, just like Wamu, AC/DC, and Cars, just the three boys, the three main ones. When you hear that music, like, I would love for them to come back, like, you know, because this is what happened. It is possible, but I just want to see it happen. I want to see them like reacting to like new shit, getting stands, being even weirder than they already fucking are.
So the Pillarman, the first person that I thought of was Strazio.
Strazio?
He's the one that's like, it was me, Joseph. I became a vampire. And
oh, like, shit, yeah. Because he was originally in, or he was originally one of the good guys, the Haman users, right? He was like the ninja one. Yeah. And then basically seeing how like becoming a vampire made Dio fucking awesome. He's just like, yo, I'm gonna do that too. I think this Hammond shit not working out. Vampires are the way to go.
Yep. And wow, that's pretty fucking rad. I'm just gonna become a vampire. Man.
Oh no, he got the powers from the Pillar Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Forgot about it. Yeah. So, but still, like same thing. Which is weird because it's like, all right, so wait, you're a Hammond user with your vampire. Can you like kill yourself technically? Like how? Like if you use it, or do you just not use it anymore? I don't think he ended up using it in the fight with Joseph at all.
I don't think he could, because it would kill him, because it's using the power of the sun.
Yeah, that's why
that's the whole reason the Ripple can kill vampires.
Yep.
Because it's sun power.
Yep.
Don't think about that too much. Don't think about how people can just kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. The English name is Ripple, by the way. Haman and Ripple are the same thing.
Haman's Ripple. Oh, okay.
Yep. So. Yeah. It's something. Yeah, so like it's part two. Yeah, I'd like to see the Pillarmen come back in some kind of capacity, because they're not even that overpowered anymore.
No, not really.
Like,
but and again, I'm not gonna say anything because of Josh, but like it's possible. Like technically, they could be there.
They
could technically be in the world right now. Some way, yeah. Like it doesn't have to be the same thing where they like come out of the giant stone tree.
Oh, just for the listeners. So the way that Dio takes Jonathan's head off is with eye lasers. They're not actually lasers though. It's pressurized liquid. The ability's name is Space Ripper Stingy Eyes.
Yeah.
Or in the Japanese literal translation is Space Splitting Eye Spiked Surprise.
Oh my god.
Actually, yes, he does use the ripple though. He literally kills himself with the ripple. He
Oh, he
explodes.
does. Oh, yeah, he does kill in part 2. Yeah, shit. That's why. I was like, I thought I remember him using it for some reason, but then then I started second guessing myself. I'm like, no, he couldn't because he's a vampire.
Yeah, he literally couldn't use it. He just goes, you know?
Hmm?
Little. But yeah, part 4. Okay, all right. I'll ask this: what is your favorite moment in part 4, other than maybe Kira?
Kira's pretty fucking.
Because Kira's like, you look at him and you go, understandable.
I don't know why, but my brain, anytime I go to part 4, my brain immediately goes to the chef episode.
I thank you.
I don't know why, but that's my favorite episode. It's fucking so weird.
It is so out there. It has no consequences whatsoever, and it's just like,
not just eating food and weird fucking shit starts happening. Like your skin peeling off,
and then you get lines
the moisture leaks out of your eyes.
For the love of God, drop the meat.
Drop the meat.
It's just so goofy.
It is.
It's such a good, because again, it's that light. So it's considered an interlude apparently, but like, it's one of those really weird things that just kind of happens, and you're just like, okay, weird, but okay. I think my favorite thing is that Okuyasu eats something and then all of his fucking teeth fall out. And then
oh my god, yeah, they shoot out of his mouth like fucking bullets. And you're like,
it's super painful too. And you're like, oh my god, why would you show that?
Like, what are you? She's like, bro, just stop eating. He's like, I can't. More teeth fucking shooting out of his mouth.
I can't. It's just so good. Oh fuck.
Yeah, I think that's for some reason, like the highlight.
I don't know. It is definitely one of those parts of part 4 that you're just like, this is it. This is it right here.
Yep.
The other part that really gets me is the red hot chili pepper, but not because of the ability, but because of the big penis.
Big penis. Yeah, that was weird. Design choice.
Hey, Araki, what is this? Well, I have this very yellow Frieza chicken. Okay. And it has a very large penis. But it's not a penis, though. Why? but why?
I do like that Chili Pepper's stand user used the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he used the stand and everything, and it was all about like electricity and lightning powers. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But yeah, why also? Wow, I'm looking at a comparison of the anime versus the manga. The manga penis way bigger. They did the
yes, they did the anime version dirty.
Yeah, you know,
they were not nice to him.
No, did you watch Black Panther at all? Or Black Panther 2, sorry, the newer one. So there's a meme where the actor that plays Namor, Namor, he's like, you know, the Aquaman. He wears like green tight trunks. They had to nerf the actor's pee-pee because it was way too big.
I did.
So it was the big meme. It's like, oh, bring back the pee-pee. It's like the same thing here. It's like the anime. It's like they shrunk the pee-pee for the audience. It's like, oh, let them see.
It's so funny because you look at him and you're like, yes, this is reminiscent of Frieza, but also pee-pee.
Yeah, but also big pee-pee. It's just like, why golden Frieza?
Golden, very gold Frieza pee-pee.
Oh my god.
I haven't. Those are the two things that really stick out to me in part 4. This is just like, what are you talking about?
I think that's because there's so many ridiculous moments like that. It not that it blends together, but it's like, it's like, oh yeah, and then they never found out how to fix Okuyasu's dad. He's just still a green monster.
Yeah.
Koichi gets a girlfriend. Pretty cool. It was crazy, but you know,
she literally spawned Yandere's as an archetype. So like, good job. I'm terrified.
Yep, 100%. Josuke's mom, she's pretty hot.
Yeah, I understand Joseph.
Yep.
I listen. I don't condone cheating, but like,
yeah,
I understand why he was like, oh, I have to.
Oh, I forgot what. I don't remember what the episode was, but it had something to do with Josuke was trying to scam money out of Rohan, and so they're playing a game of chess or checkers or something, and every time Josuke was gonna win, Rohan would like understand that he's cheating or something, and Josuke would have to like use his stand under the table to like fix it, and he was trying to like stop Rohan from noticing that they were trying to scam from it. It was that also I gotta go back and watch that because I'm missing so much context.
I think I have to rewatch part 4 again.
Yeah, same. Yeah. After Josh was talking about it so much, I'm like, do I want to rewatch part 4? And then my brain went, do I want to rewatch all of JoJo?
Okay, I will not rewatch all of JoJo. I'm gonna be honest. There's too much. I will reread it. I will not rewatch it.
Yeah.
And even rereading it, it's kind of like a lot. Like I can finish.
It's so much.
Each part in like 2 days, and I it's just there's so much that it's like I just have to stop after a certain point because like I'm gonna die if I read all of this. There's way too much. It's way too much to read.
So much shit.
I think each chapter or each part is about 100 something chapters. And
shit.
It sucks because like most people agree that part 8 is pretty weak. At least for the beginning. It's the longest and it took the longest.
I don't, because I air quotes read. I watched a video of someone reading the whole thing to me basically, and with all, so yeah, I air quote read. But yeah, for me personally, it took way too long, and I did not give a shit about the bad guy. I thought the whole.
Oh, never mind. I thought okay, Diamond is Unbreakable is still the longest like chapter.
Oh shit! What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it doesn't feel that way, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It really just. I think it's the cast and all the shit that they do. Like,
and that's the other thing with part 4 being so good. Like all the characters. Like all the side characters are so interesting that like the episodes where they focus on Koichi like were interesting. The episodes they focused on Rohan were interesting. I don't think Okuyasu got an episode on his own. Unfortunately, I think he was always like with somebody else.
He was always with Josuke, but
yeah, but I would have loved an episode with him. Just like, what the fuck is this? How does this goober survive? Like, how does he?
Yeah, how is this man alive right now? Yeah. I mean, the answer is Josuke.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
but like. Yes, I love him.
I love him. I think he is my favorite character from part 4. Honestly,
he's absolutely just the biggest clown.
Yeah. So good.
And he's just like you know that dumb clown in like media where they're just like the best friend you could possibly ask for. Okuyasu.
Yeah. Okuyasu. Yeah.
Just absolute clown. He's the best friend you could ever ask for.
Yeah. Like in terms
for a better friend.
It's like I'm looking between part 3, 4, and 5. Which is the more? I guess what's your favorite friend group? Because like you have Stardust Crusader, you have Jotaro, Joseph, Abdul, Kakyoin, and Polnareff. Like you had the OG like boys, the fucking buff boys.
You mean the Meat Mountains?
Meat Mountains, yeah, super mega Meat Mountains.
Take our meaty boy.
Meaty boy. Big meaty men slapping meat.
Oh fuck! Sorry, that just reminded me. I saw a cat fight between some Sphinx cats. Matt, if you don't know who those are, what those are, the hairless cats.
Yeah.
And it's just meat slapping noises.
I was about to say, like, wait, did they?
It's just slapping meat. And I was like, man, that's what JoJo sounds like. It's really funny because you go from part 1 to part 2 to part 3 and you're like, wow, every single man is fucking meaty. These are big lads.
Giants.
And you go to part 4 and you're like, okay, some of these are giants.
Yeah, like they slimmed like, yeah.
They slimmed down, which is why it's kind of like my favorite in between. Because it's like they're still pretty meaty, but we're not at part 5 where people are literal twigs.
Yep. Even Polnareff in part 5, like they slimmed him the fuck down. And I was like, no, my boy.
My boy that looks like he's literally going to burst out of his shirt.
Yeah.
Like you look at Polnareff and you're like, that strap isn't doing anything.
Like, I know he's like, in a wheelchair and shit. He's like, you can just still do chest day. Like, come on, man. Get back in there.
Oh, fuck. Like, if you look at pictures of Polnareff, you're like, damn, that one strap, he doesn't need that strap.
He doesn't need that. Dude,
up.
Oh my God. There's so many times where I'm just like, just put on a tank top or no shirt at all, please. What the fuck are you doing?
God, I love Polnareff. He's definitely my favorite part 3 character.
You know what's weird? Because I think I remember
he's just an absolute clown.
Yeah.
I have a character type that I really like. If you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, same. Well, I remember watching the episode and live tweeting with you guys, where I'm like, because like they focus on Polnareff so much, and it's weird because like it ends up making Jotaro a background character until like the later parts. Like he had his own episode where he beat the bad guys up, but even I was like, why does it feel like part 3 is all about Polnareff? Like, the fuck? But I love him because he's
just kind of cool, you know. Yeah.
They got the Stardust Boys, and then you got the Diamond Boys. You got Josuke, fucking Ogiyasu, Koichi, Rohan, Jotaro. Technically,
he's a boy.
He's the boy, and then did Yukako count? The girlfriend, the hair.
I don't.
And I'm like bouncing. I mean, she's not. Yeah, I guess she's not technically part of the gang.
Yeah.
I mean, oh God, I'm butchering his name. The alien guy.
I just go by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah.
I don't
know if he's technically a boy, but like part of the boy gang. But and then part 5, which it seems unanimously by like not only like the internet, but like also like a lot of our friend group that like part 5 is the superior boys.
So I flip-flop on that because I think part 4 is a great group. I think the thing with part 5 is that every character is there from the beginning.
Yeah.
So we see them. I mean,
I had to. He got his 2 episodes and then fuck off.
he was a scared boy. That's all.
So sad. Yeah. And then even Trish. Like I thought Trish was cool. Like, and like they gave like everybody had an interesting kind of backstory. Like
Fugo's another character that has a weird color palette change. His suit goes from orange to green.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of him now from the manga. Oh God, it's like this one image actually is like pink.
Yeah, he's a weird one.
And I remember who was it? I think Josh was saying like the only reason Araki took him out.
It's red.
He would have beaten Diavolo like within 5 seconds.
He's literally so overpowered.
Yeah.
But he does get his own light novel.
Yeah, I heard. Was that written by Araki? Because I originally thought it was fan made, and then he liked it so much that he made it canon. But is it actually made by him? Because Josh was saying like the other day, he's like, Araki wrote that. And I'm like,
Araki did not write it. He provided illustrations.
Okay.
It was. It's supposed to be the sequel to Golden Wind. That's it.
Yeah. It's just basically how he joins back up with Giorno's gang, Mafia.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah. Part 4. Yeah.
part. So like, part 5 characters. They're really good because they're there from the beginning. You see them change completely from the moment that you meet them. Essentially, And then it just kind of goes from there. Part 3, you go through the whole, oh, we beat you, now you join us kind of thing. Part 4 is a little bit of that, a little not.
A little bit, yeah. So at least with Rohan, they beat him. Actually, and Okuyasu. Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, Koichi's the only one that was like, hello.
I'm here too, get shot with it.
Spikehead Kid exists.
I love the Gohan-esque kind of vibe that Koichi gets. Where he's just like, I'm just a nerd. I don't like fighting. And then fucking Super Saiyan, like super powerful stand, like let's kill the hoe. It's fucking great.
Oh fuck. Yeah. It really do be like that, don't it? Because part 4 has a great cast, has great stands, has great random story bits that don't really do anything for the overall plot, but you're just like, that was a really solid moment with these people. Part 5 is kind of just like go. Yeah,
part 5, they are super railroaded, they know, but like it's all interesting too. Like all the opposite gang members, God, I forgot what they're called. But like, the one with Metallica and the eggplant dude and his brother, like, and the ice guy, like they're all fucking cool.
The guy.
Yeah, ice guy. I know Josh was talking. Josh is like, I love this guy. I liked him better than it was in fucking Pet Shop. Like, why did the bird have ice powers?
Don't worry about it. Why was it named Pet Shop?
Why was it named Pet Shop?
Why did it have ice powers if its name is Pet Shop?
Exactly. It's like so fucking weird. I forgot about the mad scientist dude and his weird gimp fucking earthbender.
Oh god, you mean
swimmer buddy?
The worst
villains.
The entire part 5.
Oh,
like
fucking
okay.
And the
I say
Earth guy took so long to beat. Fuck. Although I did love it was super creative, like the way they, fucking, Bucciarati beat him. Like
Giorno and Bucciarati just.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
win.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what?
Yep.
What? Yeah. Oh god, I just reminded myself of one of the weird things from part 7 because Matt, the Pillarmen do come back.
They do?
Yeah,
I don't remember
Matt.
that.
No, Matt, it's they're just not vampires anymore, Matt.
Are they there by name?
They're the rock people now, Matt.
Oh, is that what the
I'm pretty sure that's how he replaced them. The rock people.
Oh, I hate the rock people though. Fuck. Oh. It makes sense. The Pillarmen rock.
Yeah.
Fucking damn you, Rocky. No. Go back. Do it over. Put the universe back.
God, I wish you would.
Yeah. There's so many people that argue about it, and it's just, I think the new Steel Ball Run, very cool. Very interesting.
Pretty great.
Yeah, Steel Ball Run, pretty great. But you know what? I could have also handled that as like a side story, or like, again, the multiverse thing, or hell, I would have accepted it as like a pass where it's like, Jonathan had a cousin in fucking America during the Civil War days.
During the 1800s.
Cowboy. Yeah, I would have fucking accepted that. And it's like, well, how did they have stands back then when they didn't have it? Shut up. JoJo's, doesn't matter. It just happens. But why is there a deal? He had a cousin. Shut up. It's fucking. Okay. Oh. I don't know. They could have fit it in.
There are so many ways that Araki could have done it. I'm trusting the vision right now.
I mean, he's still going. Like part 8. We're now at part 9.
How long did it take us to get here, though?
Well, 10 years. Well, part 8 was 10. Yeah, it was 10 fucking years.
JoJo.
JoJolian was part 2011 to 2021.
Matt, it's been 36 years.
Oh, JoJo's entirely.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Took us 36 years to get here.
Yeah.
36 years to get to part 9. There's a lot. There's 131 volumes. That's a lot. That's
still not as much as One Piece. I'm sorry if you're out there and you like One Piece, but fuck you. I hate you.
I'm not going to start that. Oh, I guess Matt's starting it.
I'm out here making trash taste takes. I don't care.
I actually no. One Piece has less volumes.
Oh, dude, what?
Yeah, One Piece has 105.
Ow.
JoJo has 26 more.
My statement still stands.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Luffy could beat up Jordan in a fight.
Listen, it's not Ippo though. You know, Ippo's been running for less time but has more volumes.
Ippo? Oh shit! Really?
Hajime no Ippo has 137 volumes. He has a lot of chapters. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not caught up right now because sometimes the release schedule is really weird, and a lot of the time we get 7-page chapters.
What the fuck?
But like I do love Ippo. But now that we're getting farther and farther away from JoJo, because we've mentioned the cursed name. I think that's a good place to stop. I think.
So how do you do JoJo's in your tabletop? No.
I just give people stands.
Just give people.
just give them their stands. You have a stand now. It has a weird, wacky power.
I do like the idea. I think I don't remember if it was Josh or Zay or someone said last time where it was like, yeah, there's like, you know, your stand is basically your character.
Yeah.
And then
I think that we talked about that when we were talking about how like controlling multiple characters.
Multiple characters. Because I know in basically in Pathfinder, the way I did it, because like the summoner, it has a summon, you know, the creature can go wherever, but it can't be a certain distance from you. And so what I ended up telling the DM was like, listen, this thing's just going to be like, can it occupy, like, they are technically allowed to occupy your space.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally just told the DM, like, listen, this thing's just going to float above me. So I'm just going to use my token on Roll20, and I have like art of the stand I found, and basically just had it like double up over my token, and then that was it. I was like, okay, this works. This is fine. So you could do something like that, unless you have like a long range stand, and then you're like, God damn it. But the cooler ones are the ones up close.
Yeah.
Question mark.
Sure.
The sniper rat. meat cube people. Actually meat cube people.
Oh god, the meat cube. It always comes back to the meat cube. Anyways, take your meat cubes, otherwise known as your fingers, and tap that subscribe, like,
follow,
comment, follow, whatever, you know, all the platforms, just every single platform you can find us on. I don't care what, just follow, like, subscribe. I don't know if there's any other ones, because if we have more than follow and subscribe, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Same.
I you know, sometimes I feel like I'm becoming slowly more and more like a technology boomer, and it scares me. I'm just like, oh, dude, them kids and their TikToks. I don't actually do that.
Gen,
but like
Gen Zer and ears ruining. Gen Zers. I don't know. What do you call? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Zoomers.
Yeah. If you made it to the end of this podcast, you know, tweet at us JoJo.
Good for you.
Good for you. Well, A.
Hashtag JoJo.
B, sorry. C, just hashtag JoJo's. It might make Josh's day.
JoJo.
Who knows?
I don't no context. Don't give him any context. Just tweet JoJo at us.
Just yet. Yeah, this was fun, man. Good. This was good talk.
Yeah. It was a good talk. I'm glad that the audience got to hear us ramble for
right.
Yes.
Every once in a while, when the sun and the moon are like perfectly aligned, we should do more of these like has nothing to do with tabletop whatsoever. Episodes.
Look, I wanted, when I was like, hey guys, we're gonna finally do this, I knew for a fact there was gonna be a day where we were just like, no more tabletop.
No more.
Hit record, let happen. Yeah. All right. Well, that has been us. That has been the Sessions Cancel podcast. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.